Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Giving double honors to 7130, South Chicago, that taught me this truth. And giving double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. Alright, we're going to be coming in now. We're going to be talking about, normally what we always talking about is the destruction and the downfall of this kingdom. See, most people, they talking about how the Lord is going to come back and they waiting on the Lord. But see, when the Lord comes back, the Most High is going to be coming with what? Wrath and destruction. And if you're not really sealed under the Creator in these last days, brothers and sisters, you're going to be destroyed out here. It's because, as contrary to popular belief, that the system that we're dealing with today, which is the American system, is under divine judgment of the Creator. See, you can't take billions of people into captivity, rob those people of the knowledge of self, and think that you're going to tiptoe into the future. And see, this is what the so-called white man is doing today and the white woman. See, they think that they're going to be able to continue to build their houses on stolen land. You know, I was listening to a podcast with some brothers from the ISUPK. They was having a debate with, quote unquote, the so-called black Christians, and how they was talking about, does nationality matter in these last days, right? And what the black Christian community don't understand, that nationality does matter. Is because the so-called black man has been robbed of the knowledge of self. When he goes into his history, he don't know who he is as a person. This is why he called himself black. This is why he called himself colored. It's because he doesn't understand that from a nationalistic standpoint of view, that our ancestors that was brought over here via the transatlantic slave trade, that they are the authentic Hebrew Israelites, or what you would call the Bible, and that the Bible is the so-called black man's history. See, the people that you've been thumbing your nose at for hundreds of years in this country are the natural and the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then you got these Christians, they running around here talking about spiritual Israel. There's no such thing as that. It's either you're an Israelite or you're not. And let's say that you are spiritual Israel, right? What is the gospel? See, what is the good news? The good news of today is the destruction of a kingdom. The Most High's kingdom cannot be set on this planet unless the wicked kingdom be destroyed. See? So when you see Christians out here talking about the good news that everybody's supposed to love each other, that's not the gospel. That's not the gospel. And they accuse us of sitting down a fake gospel, but in actuality, they the fake ones. Let's look at the scripture. Let's turn to Isaiah, the 49th chapter, the 22nd verse. Isaiah 49. 22nd verse, right? Because this is talking about the Gentiles that's going to come under the mindset or the tutelage of the nation of Israel, right? So it says, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will lift up, it says, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, right? And set up my standard to the people. And what is the standard? The standard got to be the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Creator is going to establish in the earth. See? But the so-called Gentiles, well, I wouldn't say, well, we talk about our people that refer to themselves as Gentiles, they say that the law of Moses is done away with. So how you teaching the gospel? If the law of Moses is done away with in one breath, and then another breath, you condemning some of your Christian brothers for practicing homosexuality. But I thought that the law of Moses was done away with. See? And see, this is the hypocrisy that we're talking about when we dealing with our people. A lot of us don't even know what's going on is because, why? We have been blinded. See? Everything that we deal with today is from a Caucasian standpoint of view. Our educational system, our leadership, right? Our health, and our economics have all been established by the slave master. But the Creator said this, right? Thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, right? And when he's going to do that, it got to be during or after the time of what you would call the Battle of Armageddon or the Third World War. It's because a lot of you Gentiles, you prideful. See? You prideful. And you really don't want to come up under the jurisdiction of the Creator. So you say that you follow the Lord, but see, we're in the month of December, and the month of December is going to tell everything, because a lot of you is going to be out buying Christmas trees, following after another God line and say that Jesus was born on December the 25th. See? So when the Creator says that what? He going to set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. See, this is really the destruction of the Gentile world power system. See, and during that time, it's not going to be no religions out here. It ain't going to be no Seventh-day Adventists. It's not going to be no Baptists, no Methodists, and things of this nature. See, there's not going to be those things during this time. It's going to be one doctrine and one teaching that's going to be preached. And what is that? It's going to be the instructions or the laws and the statutes of the Creator. So you Gentiles, you're going to have to get up under, and who are you going to be up under? You got to be up under the nation of Israel. See? And you know, I was sitting back listening to those brothers. And you know, as UPK, they got a lot of their doctrine wrong. Right? Because they must have been whooping the Christians in the debate. So one of the black Christians said, well, y'all believe that your black God is going to come down here and kill the white man, see? But that wasn't even the debate. But see, when you can't whoop a person, the one thing that you can do is you can slander them, right? Throw jelly instead of sticking to the topic. The topic is, can you seek salvation without basically understanding your nationality? And the answer is that the so-called black man have to understand who he is from a national standpoint of view. How is it that everybody else know their nationality except us? And then they go to these scriptures and talking about basically, right? Because during that time, you're going to know who the Creator is, see, during this time. See, a lot of you people don't know who the Creator is. See, you think Jesus is God. You think Yeshua is God. But these are not the gods of the universe. And anytime that you're doing this, what are you doing? You in direct competition or direct opposite towards righteousness. You had one of the other brothers, he said that, well, Jesus is Yahweh in the flesh. No, that's not. And anybody that's teaching that is contrary to the Creator. Right? But let's continue. It says, shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or the lawful captive delivered? But thus saith Yah, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. And I will contend with him that contend with thee, and I will save my children. And who is that? That's the so-called Negro. But you got the Christian movement, which is a part of the Roman Catholic. They are the Romans. See? They're saying that the children are basically the Christians and all this type. No, you're not. It's because your deeds and your actions outweigh everything. See? Right? How you gonna be the children of the Most High and you still celebrate Easter? How you gonna be the children of the Most High and you still eat an unsanitary diet? How you gonna be the children of the Most High and you don't keep the Sabbath to the best of your ability? See? So these are key factors when you're dealing with the people that's following the Creator. Are we saying that they're going to be perfect? No, they're not going to be perfect. But they're going to stand on righteousness to the best of their ability. See? They're going to throw down all the false gods that has been established, that has been imposed on them through slavery. Right? So that's a true believer. It says, and I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh. And what is that? That's talking about the world's war that's going to happen, that's already happening. People don't even understand that we already in the third world's war. But is the Christians, are they preaching that? See? Are they preaching that? No, they're not preaching that. They're preaching a gospel that is contrary to the Creator. They don't even want to separate themselves from the other nations. And when we talk about that, we're talking about that from a spiritual standpoint of view and a physical standpoint of view. They don't even want to do that. You know, I was looking at a show yesterday. They were celebrating the coming of what you would call Christmas. But you know that Christmas is a pagan holiday that was established by heathens that has nothing to do with the prophet or the messenger of the Most High, which is Yahshua HaMashiach. That has nothing to do with him. But because the people is under the influence of the adversary, this is what they bring it on. Let's look at this. This is the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, the 12th verse. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. See? And that's what the so-called white man have done. He has built his city on the backs of other people. And you have a lot of us that's we influenced by that type of stuff. You got a Native American guy on the panel trying to talk crazy about the brothers is because they bringing out truth to the best of their ability. But a lot of these Native Americans that follow the Christian religion are what? They're traitors to their own country. to their own countrymen. Why would you follow a religion that forced your ancestors into their religion, right? That raped and slaughtered the Native American people? Why would you follow a religion like that? Why would you celebrate Christmas and here it is, the people that brought your ancestors over here as slaves, they forced you into that religion. That's why the Creator says what? Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. See? It says, and establisheth a city by iniquity. And what is iniquity? Sin. See? Because if you come to another man's land and take over his land by bloodshed, you commit murder. That's in the commandments. Thou shalt not murder. Right? And they built towns with blood on their hands. America is the most richest country in the world, see? And what they have built it all on the backs of slaves, right? Through rape, murder, robbery, and manipulation. And they still practicing that type of spirit even to this day. So when it says, woe to the city that buildeth up a town with blood, what is woe? That's destruction. People don't even know that America is at war as we speak today. But she's at war via what you would call proxy wars. She's fighting with other nations through the people that's running the country. And one of the wars that she's fighting a war over there in Syria. She's fighting a war over there in Ukraine. She's fighting war. So the Creator said, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink and putteth thy bottle to him and make him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. See? And what is the bottle that they put to our mouth that made us drunk? It was they philosophy, they teaching. They taught us through history that the pilgrims that came over here, that they built a righteous treaty with the Native Americans, but they didn't. And they taught that philosophy throughout the school system. They taught the black man that he was a savage that lived in the jungle of a subhuman level, that he didn't make no contributions to human history. How you doing, sister? You doing Christmas shopping? You know you ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas, sister. Right? So when it says, let's read that again. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And what is that talking about? It's talking about the philosophy and teaching of the Gentile world power system, right? And what is the bottle that they put to our nose? See, that the black man is he's a savage that lived in the jungle of a subhuman level, that he made no contributions to human history, that he comes from a race of nobodies. And as a result of this, that they brainwashed us in the educational system. They said that our ancestors was Kunta Kinte and all this type of stuff, see? Mocking the so-called black man. They brought Kunta Kinte over here, right? And beat his back in and things of this nature. But see, Kunta Kinte represents what? The nation of Israel that was brought over here and forced to serve false gods. This is why we destroy it today. This is why the black man, when you ask his nationality, he can't tell you. So it says, woe to him that put the bottle to his mouth and make him drink. And what is the bottle? Like I said, it's the philosophy that has been imposed on our people. Our people love squalor. In order for us to do things for ourselves, we got to depend on other people. We can't see ourselves being independent of the so-called white man. That's another drink that we're drinking today. We don't control our own neighborhoods. When we're talking about empowering ourselves, we always look to other nations to empower us. And what else did he bring upon us? He brought the sodomite behavior, see? We took it on that type of stuff. And we thinking that that's righteousness. Or how we disrespect our women. How we disrespect our kids. This is all cultures that has been imposed on us as a nation of people. So when we look at the system today, the system is destroyed. They said that America owes over $37 trillion. She's not gonna get rid of that debt. So one of her major payment is to do what? Go around pillaging and robbing other countries. And she didn't just do that to the so-called black man. She did it to anybody that was not a part of her system. So when it says, woe to the man that put the bottle up to the mouth and make him drink, what is that? That's really talking about how he's conquering people. Bringing forth his false democracy. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskins be uncovered. See, the people, because this same teaching that has happened to us, now we see that the Creator is doing what? Uncovering a lot of the things that we didn't know about this country here today. See? That the country is a hypocrite. It speaks about God, but she's not godly. They talk about democracy and things of this nature, but her democracy is what? Destroying the other people and stealing their natural resources. That's her democracy. This is why the countries and the nations are rising up against her. So when a lot of you are sitting up here talking about when the Lord is coming back, see, I don't think you really understand what's going to happen when the Lord comes. Because when the Lord comes back, he's coming with what? Death and destruction. That's what the Lord is coming back with. He's coming back with vengeance. Because the same thing that the Egyptians did to us in Egypt, the modern day Egyptians did the same thing to us in slavery. See, she made us build up her houses, right? Build up her kingdoms, her school systems, and things of this nature. And she did all of that on what? Free labor. And then when it was time to free the so-called black man, when she freed him, one of the mechanisms that she used to get rid of him is what you would call the eugenics program. See? So this heathen has a lot to pay for in the near future. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskins be uncovered. The cup of thy right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spruance shall be on thy glory. See? And what is that talking about? It's talking about the power of the system. The Creator's going to break up power. And we see this today. Because the Democrats and the Republicans are at war with each other just like the North and the South was. And eventually you're gonna put down your balance, and you're gonna pick up what? The musket again. You're gonna go to war against each other. Donald Trump is one of the most hated presidents in U.S. history today. There has been 3 assassination attempts by the Democratic Party on his head. So what is that? Let's look at that. Let's turn to Isaiah 19 chapter. Isaiah the 19th chapter and the 2nd verse. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And see, who is the modern day Egyptians? It's the so-called white man and the rest of you nations. So we looking at the Egyptians against the Egyptians. This is the Democratic and the Republican Party fighting against each other. From the high level to the low level. See? And like I say, Donald Trump has had 3 assassination attempts on his life, right? It's because he doesn't represent the communist status quo against. He don't represent the communist status quo of things. See? So as a result of this, they did what? They tried to wipe the man out on national TV. And these are the wars and the rumors of wars that we're dealing with today. So it says, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And this is what we're looking at today. Because not only the Caucasians over here are fighting each other, they fight each other all over the place. The Ukrainians, the Polish, the Germans, all of them are trying to fight against Russia. And there's going to be a civil war on the shores of America. See, a lot of you folks that's running around going Christmas shopping and all this type of stuff, see, you're not going to be able to walk around in these days. Because the Creator says what? Pride goes before the fall. See? And a lot of you folks are prideful, man. When we talk about reparations and things in this nation, you say what? That was 300, 400 something years ago. Why should we have to pay you reparations for something that the founding fathers were responsible for? Because why? You're reaping the benefits of it. You reap the benefits of it. The same power and the same prestige that they left before they died, you took the better. So why you think that you shouldn't have to pay for reparations? Why? The reason why you don't want to pay for it is because why? You look at us as a low level of people. So why would the nations around the world pay a low level people reparations? People that they don't have respect for. Right? It says, the first verse, the bird of Egypt, behold, Yah rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and all, it says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. See? And how is that? That is death and destruction, man. See, that's all these nuclear bombs that's being shot in all these different countries and things of this nature. Your Christian churches, your Muslim mosques and all this type of stuff, your synagogues is going to be destroyed. See? Because you build cities and you build towns and you build off infrastructures off of what? A false balance. And this is why the Creator is going to destroy you.